Kính thưa quý vị, các thính giả của chương trình PhoBolsaTV, ngày bầu cử ngày 8 tháng 11 đã tới gần. Ngày hôm nay chúng tôi sẽ có buổi nói chuyện với một ứng cử viên của chức vụ thị trưởng thành phố Westminster, bà Margie Rice. Nói về bà Margie Rice thì bà có rất nhiều kinh nghiệm, cho nên không cần phải giới thiệu thêm nhiều nữa. Lượt qua một tí, bà Margie Rice đã có 12 năm làm thị trưởng của thành phố Westminster, 10 năm làm nghị viên, 17 năm làm trong Hội đồng Giáo dục Westminster và 26 năm làm trong Hội đồng Sở Vệ sinh của Midway City. Bà cũng có rất nhiều những sinh hoạt, những quan hệ với cộng đồng Việt Nam trong thời gian qua. Xin mời quý vị theo dõi câu chuyện của chúng tôi. Hi, Margie Rice. Thank you very much for having me today, talking to you.
Well, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak.
First, a lot of people quite surprised when they heard you run for the mayor of city of Westminster. Can you tell us why you decide to come out and run for the mayor?
Yes, I would be happy to. I have really wanted the opportunity to tell the people. For 2 years, our mayor, Trita, was a fine mayor. I thought he worked well with the council and allowed us all to have input on different things that came up. But the last 2 years that he has been mayor, things have changed. He has ignored the rest of the council, left, in my opinion, left us out of super decisions that were made. And I feel that Councilman Dipp has too much influence on him. He's not the mayor I want for my city. It's not the kind of council I want for the city, splintered and going in different directions and not working together as a unit. When I was mayor, anything came across my desk went to the council as a full. We discussed it. The council had input. And that's what I call city government. And I don't feel we have it. I'm very unhappy with the way things have been for the past 2 years. I'm very unhappy with the treatment that some of our staff has received. They've come to me with their complaints, which I have no authority to do anything. And so I've just had to more or less stay out of it. So I decided if I'm mayor, then I can do something. And I don't like the way that people are represented now. I don't want to lose our city, which we're going to, if we don't do something about the financial condition of the city. And I think for the past 4 years, we've known this was coming, but we have not prepared for it. There are 2 issues that have been before us: the medical marijuana, which Senator Correa told me when he was in office, be prepared. It's coming. The state is going to insist you do this. Get your system set up. Put it in safe commercial areas. I've brought this to the council numerous times, and I'm ignored. There are to me, very important issues that have to be taken care of that have been ignored. And as far as generating revenue, there are some good ways that we can generate some revenue, but I don't think we can generate enough to save the city without the 1 cent tax.
Besides those issues, and also beside the disappointment that you just brought up regarding current Mayor Chita and Councilman
Yep.
Deb, is there any like personal issue that make you decide to run?
It really is, yes. Some of it is because the chief of police decided to retire, and he wrote up a lot of hogwash, all lies, just took enough truth to twist it and make it sound truthful, and the council would not allow me to defend myself. I went to the mayor personally, asked him to let me and my attorney come in closed session to speak on the matter, to prove I was innocent, and he turned his back and walked away. A mayor like that does not deserve to be in charge of the city. Then they decided, I was told out of closed session by a gentleman that was representing them, that they were going to insist on my resignation. And I said, no. The people put me in office, and the people will take me out of office.
You mean they forced you to resign?
They wanted me to resign, and if I didn't resign, they would remove my name off of all the buildings, all of the works that I had done the 12 years I was mayor. And I said, no, you can't do that. And I did retain an attorney. They refused to pay the attorney. I had to pay my own attorney. And they finally have left me alone. But they did not pay my attorney fees, and they have never admitted that they were wrong in any way. And I feel they owe me an apology, because the people have the right to say who's going to represent them, not the mayor and not any council member.
So the plan to remove your name from all the works that you do over the 12 years
There's
is
no
not
way
a
they
rumor,
could do
is that it's true? And
this gentleman named Bruce, who was representing them, and the chief of police told me that in front of my attorney. So I have proof that he said it.
Who the gentleman that you are mentioning?
All I know was his name. He's Bruce. He represents the police, and the council let him represent them, I guess. He's the one that came to me and told me this stuff.
And how can you connect from that gentleman to other...
He told me 3 council members voted for this to happen to me. And he said one did not vote against you, that was for you. And I said, who is that, Contreras? And he said, yes. So I knew from that who had voted against me and who was trying to make me resign.
Can you say exactly who wanted you to resign, and also
Well,
who wanted you to remove your name from the
It
works?
left the 3 council members, Tyler Dipp, Diane Carey, and the chief, the mayor, Treetop.
After your attorney's works, the idea, the plan to remove your name is not possible anymore?
They couldn't have done it anyway, but I've heard no more about it since the chief got his money and left the country.
So your name will be
and I've never
there.
heard exactly how much he got or what kind of arrangement was made or anything else. I've never been informed.
That will be another issue, very complicated for the next issue.
Well, it's an illegal thing. You are supposed to come out of closed session and say what decisions are made and who voted how. I attend workshops all the time, and I just attended one in San Diego and took the new Brown Act changes and things, but he emphasized in that it was not a change, but one of the things is when a vote is taken in closed session, it should be reported out to the public and who voted how. And I've never heard that reported. So I think you need a mayor that's going to be transparent, that's going to be honest, and is going to represent the people the way the people should be represented. And that's why I'm running for mayor.
Going back and running this time, who endorsing you to run this time?
Janet Wynn is one of my very strong persons. She came to me as soon as she heard I was going to run, and she said, well, I didn't know you were going to run, so I had told Treetop I would endorse him, but I will go tell him no, because you are my friend, and you always supported me, and you have worked with me, and I will support you, and she has. And Lou Correa has endorsed me, and oh gosh, I had a list of people.
Any like major organizations endorsing you?
The municipal employees, yes. They are our employees, you know, like they do all the yard work and the office work. And the police did not endorse me. They came and talked to me, and they said that they could put up with the mayor 2 more years to get this SS passed, that they thought I would harm it. I would keep it from being passed. And I said, how do you feel that when I was the one that put it on the agenda for the people to vote for it? So why would I cause it to fail? I'm the one that's talking for it, that's putting out publicity for it, and the mayor said publicly he would vote against it. But they endorsed him, and that was their choice. But when they told me they would prefer me not to run, I told them that I was going to run, that the people should have the choice, and I believed that the people would put me back in office. Because I was a good mayor. For 12 years, I was a good mayor, and I did lots of good things with council support. I had a strong council, and we all worked together and respected each other. We do not have that now.
Regarding the budget for running, your fundraising at current time is far behind.
Oh, I have no
your
money.
Opponent,
I put a lot of my own money in it to run. I had $9,000 at the last thing, but I know how to campaign. And I've got good name recognition, and I have been receiving money lately. All of a sudden, people are starting to send me money. So I think I took in about $3,000, $4,000 this last week. So
the fundraising differences
I've never
like
had
that.
A fundraiser.
Does that mean like people supporting him more than you?
Well, no, because I wasn't running. I didn't ask for any money. He's been having fundraisers and big fundraisers for the last 4 years. I haven't. When I went out as mayor, I divided all my money up and gave it to them. The only one that gave me anything when I started to run this time was Frank Cobo. He donated me $500. People forget who helped them. There's not one person on that city council that is on there without my help. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying it because I trusted them and I thought they would be good. Even back to Van Tran, I supported him. I was in office before any of them.
Regarding the measure SS, people talking about that lately.
If we don't pass it, we will be bankrupt next year. When I went out of office, we had $25 million in contingency. We have run for 4 years, $5.3 million deficit, and it'll be even more next year. And if you count that up, you'll know our money is gone. The state took all of our redevelopment money. It was not poor management or us spending it. The state took it. So now we have to have that 1 cent. If we don't, we'll be bankrupt. If we do, it should generate about $12 million. That would give us enough to pay the budget correctly and keep the services we have now and put a little away in savings. And that's why I voted for it, and that's why I urged people to vote for it.
As you see, that is the only way to solve it?
For right now, a quick way to do it. Then it'll give us time to generate these businesses and take care of these other areas. I'm telling you, I think we can bring more money in. It'll give us time to work at that.
What about the argument other people have? Raising sales tax like that will drive the business away from the city.
The other cities all around us are doing the same thing, so where would they go? Long Beach has already raised it. Staten has already raised it. Fountain Valley has it on the ballot. Placentia has it on the ballot. Where would they go to shop?
So you don't think that will be the...
No, I don't. No. And I think we could generate more money with these new businesses. We have a good thing coming up. We have 2 or 3 areas that I think we could generate some money if we have the time and get busy and do it.
What about your opponent and other city council point of view on it?
Well, I know Diane Carey supports it as strongly as I do. And Sergio was very reluctant, but he sees that it's needed, and he did vote for it. The mayor voted for it with a 6-year caveat to remove it in the 6 years. It would give us 6 years to work hard to get our city back to the financial standards it should have. So it can be done, but we've got to have a period to tide us over rather than have the county come in and take over our city. When I moved here, we were a county in '56, and we all worked for 1 year to get it on the ballot to become a city. And I'm not going to sit back now and wait and go back to county, because I don't want to be county. And that's why, another reason I'm running for mayor.
So the measure is on the ballot now. People
Yes.
will be deciding if
It's
it's
up
passed
to
or
the
not.
taxpayers to decide. We give them that option. I don't think that it has been clearly translated or explained to our people the way it should have been. And this is one reason I thank you for allowing me to speak, because the few people that have called me when I have explained it to them, how the money was taken, how it was not misspent, but it was just we sit and waited and didn't work as a council to do it. We were wrong there. But we didn't spend the money. We've been accused by Kimberly Ho. She's going around town telling everybody that we spent all the money and she's going to fix the city.
You're talking about Dr. Kimberly Ho, who's running
Well,
for
if she's a doctor, yeah.
city council?
Yeah. And I had a gentleman call me from Mobile Home Park, and he said, I don't know why she's running around over here saying that. He said, I talked to you and you explained it to me. And I said, well, evidently she doesn't understand it either. I don't know who told her her story, but she is definitely wrong in what she's saying. The council did not spend the money. The state took it. And I'm on the oversight committee with the state, so I know what I'm talking about is true.
So beside the budget issues that you just mentioning, what other major problems that you think city of Westminster facing, and how will you fix this if you elected as a mayor?
Well, I'd like to see us be recognized as a transparent city. What I mean by transparency, we were judged, all the cities and special districts were judged by this grand jury. And our city was F. Midway City, where I am president of the board, we were AA. Transparency, you put things out to the public. You let them be aware of what you're doing. You have public working with you. You have to be open. That is one of the major problems I feel our city has.
Westminster City have F now at this current time?
Well, we did have, if I hadn't heard of it being changed, but when the grand jury did that, we were F, because we were not transparent.
Are you not responsible for it individually by yourself also?
No, the staff and the council together is responsible for it. And if I don't know what's happening, how does the public know? I read stuff in the newspaper before I know it happened.
Then who is the problem for that transparency issue?
I think the council's not doing their job.
But you are a part of the council.
I know, and I have one vote. And one vote just doesn't get anywhere. 3 votes it takes. Anything you do takes 3 votes.
So you think the responsibility is fall on the other member of council?
I think we're all responsible. I can't force them to do it, but I'm still responsible.
Okay, what else that you think?
I think we all have been worrying too much, they have, about who's going to get reelected instead of taking care of business. It's my personal opinion.
One of the things regarding the budget issue in Westminster City is the police station. People said that
That's
it
right.
was a big waste.
It's built too big because when it was built, we were assured that it was going to be for the whole area. We have one top floor that is for the 911 operators, huge floor. And we were our staff was to go out and get like Seal Beach and Stanton and different cities around us to join and have them pay us to have all of theirs here. The jail was built large because we were to encourage other cities and rent it out. It's costing us a fortune for the jail. We're paying someone to come in and take care of that jail instead of renting it out. So I don't know whose responsibility it is, but it's not being done. And so I would say 3 years ago, I started saying, move City Hall into side of the jail, or the City Hall over there. Take and block off and have half of that building for the City Hall and rent this out. We could generate money there. At one time when I was mayor, we talked to Kaiser, who would have rented this building and the parking lot for a medical center. Why not do something to generate some money? Well, I'm told it's really a big thing, you know, for security and all that, for us to move into as large as that police station is, you could block off half of it and still have a competent police station and have City Hall in the other side and lease this other building out. You could generate money. There's lots of ways you can generate money.
It's not happening just yet.
It hasn't happened in 3 years. It's so expensive to do that. Well, for goodness sakes, we're going bankrupt. Try to save our city.
Do you think Westminster City will go in bankrupt in any?
If this SS doesn't pass, yes.
What happened when it bankrupt?
I've never been bankrupt, I don't know. But I certainly am not looking forward to it.
Regarding your relationship with the Vietnamese community, you've been
I have many good friends.
You have a lot of activities with the Vietnamese during those years. But it seems like you are not go on the Vietnamese station lately to
well,
do your
I think
campaigning.
they've been told not to let me. I don't know. But I do know that I had a Vietnamese friend who paid for some radio time for me. And I had my appointment, and I was ready to go on it that Saturday. And she said, we got a problem. They called and said that the mayor bought up all the time through December, so you can't go on the radio. So now I did go to Little Saigon Radio. They have always supported me. The station, for years, I had a good rapport with the owner of the station before he passed. And they said that I could pay to be on there. So I am going to set that up and go on there.
So to make it clear, you saying like there are some people trying to block you away from like getting to the Vietnamese
Yes, sir. And they're doing the same thing to Diane Carey.
Who you think is when you mentioned they?
Somebody that has the money to do it. I sure would like to be able to prove who's doing it.
Do you have any idea?
I hate to accuse someone because then I could be in trouble for accusing them if they're not guilty. But I have an idea.
You have an idea?
And I'm not going to say who it is.
You would not share with us?
No. I'm not ready for another lawsuit. So I do thank you for allowing me to talk to the people. They are my friends. I have had so many close friends in the Vietnamese community. And let me tell you, the reason I retired as mayor, I had cancer. And I did not know how it was going to be. I didn't know how sick I would be or what would happen. So I stepped aside and backed Treetop for mayor. And I was pleased with him, like I said, for 2 years. I have my 5-year cancer-free.
Congratulations.
I am cancer-free, I'm healthy, and I'm mean. I'm a fighter.
Congratulations.
And I'm going to fight my way back.
People say like you and Trita had a very close relationship.
I thought we did.
Your decision to run for mayor damaged that relationship?
Evidently, he doesn't speak to me outside of on the podium.
Since when?
Since I filed. He sent me a message. He didn't want me to file. I filed. Because, you know, at my age, nobody tells me what to do.
Was there any discussions between the two of you?
Not between the two of us. I never met with him. He sent...
I mean, any discussions before you filed?
No. No. He just got where he was not my friend anymore. And people urged me to run. It wasn't my idea. I was asked by other council members, by staff, people that work in the city. They're so disappointed with him. And many of the employees asked me to run. And people throughout the city asked me to run. And so I finally gave in August and filed my papers. So that's why I'm slow coming out of this for the race. But people are very pleased when I go to the different schools and the different meetings, and all the support is there. I'm amazed.
With your experience, those years of experience, what can you say? How can you grade about Trita's performance during the years he served as the mayor of Westminster
Well, like I
City?
said, his first 2 years, I thought he did a fine job. But he changed. I don't know, can't prove why he changed. I just know he changed. And he got to the point where he was not open to the council or open to us the way I felt he should be. I don't want to badmouth him. He was my friend. And I'm sorry to see the change.
Vietnamese American voter in Westminster City make up a big part of the
I know they do.
Voting.
They do.
So comparing to Trita is like a very well known in the Vietnamese community.
So am I. I was their mayor for 12 years, and I never missed any function that went on. I was always there, always working with them, always helping them with their problems. I was a good mayor.
Trita's perspective regarding the Vietnam country is he's very strongly opposed to the Vietnamese communist government, and it's seems to be very well accepted by the Vietnamese American here. What is your perspective regarding on that?
Well, I think we should stop them coming in, communists from coming into the country. And like I wrote in my speech there, I have been told that the communists are coming over here buying up property. Some way, our government should put a stop to that. We should not allow them over here buying up property, and all of this human trafficking we got a grant while I was mayor, you know, and we worked hard on that. And we still should be working hard on that, and we should put a stop to it.
In the midst of the Westminster City crisis regarding the finance budget, let's say if some company from Vietnam, either private or government related, come in here, invest in here, making jobs here, would you support or would you oppose?
I would first of all want to know what their background was, and if they were communists, if they were involved in some of the things that we hear that go on in that country, before I would invite them into my country. I am not for sharing when we don't know what we're sharing with. And I don't think our country, our teachers, our friends, and our taxpayers would want to save this city with a communist company.
But they bring money.
I don't care. I don't want their money. I don't want them in my country.
You just mentioned regarding the people from Vietnam coming here in the city buying house. That happening a lot.
They have a right to do that. They have been wonderful citizens of our city, some of them. They have brought so much to our country. Their culture has just been a blessing to our city. But I do think we need to screen people. I think any of not Vietnamese only, any person coming into this country right now at the time that we have should be screened very carefully before they're allowed to come into this country. This is a free country, and it should stay a free country.
So you are not opposing Vietnamese people coming here buying houses?
No. No, as long as they're not communists and not terrorists and those kinds of things is going to do damage to our country. If they're going to come here and be good citizens like my friends have been, then welcome. This is a free country for people to find freedom. But don't come over here and abuse it. No matter what culture you are. Don't come to this country and think you can be a dictator or you can be a ruler, because this is a free country. And I feel very strongly about my country, just like you feel about your country and everybody else feels about their country.
You said Trita, the first 2 years was as good as you expected, and then the rest is not.
He was open. He worked with the council. When he'd go up on the podium, he'd invite the whole council to come up with him and recognize all of us. And now he goes up by himself, and to hell with everybody else.
What is the reason for it?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Do you have any explanation by your observation?
Well, now I know he don't want me up there because I'm running against him. But before that, I don't know what his reason was. He doesn't talk to me. He did say the other day we were at some function, and after it was all over, he turned to me and he said, Margie, I do respect you. And that's all he's ever said to me.
You think anyone behind him making that happen?
Yeah, I do. I think Dip has a lot of influence over him, and Dip does not like me. I have been fair to Dip. I'm the president of the board, that he sits right beside me on the board. I treat him with respect, and I will, as long as he's on that board, I will treat his position with respect.
Then why Dip against you?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Is there any time in the past that you
That
two
I've
get
heard
along?
him? Not that I know of. I helped him get elected. I supported him, endorsed him. So you'd have to ask him.
Anything that you did make him change?
Not that I know of.
Have you ever support his opponent?
No. No. I supported him. I won't ever support him again.
Should people concern about your seniority, your health when you run for Westminster City Mayor?
I don't see why I can get up and go and do more than any of the young people. Always have. And I have always been able to outdo many young people. I have been blessed with a good, strong constitution. So I don't think my age has anything to do with it. I can't run as fast as they can, but I bet you I know more than they do.
Westminster City is the home of a lot of Vietnamese Americans.
Absolutely.
What will you do
But
when
they
you
tell
become...
me they are American Vietnamese now. So,
Right. What will you do if you become the mayor regarding the Vietnamese community?
like I did when I was mayor before, I'll be right there representing them and working for them and serving them the way I do every other citizen. Especially over in Little Saigon, I would be able to work for them very strongly. I know the pride that they have in their heritage, just as I have in mine, and they love their country and their history there. And so I would fight to build or open up some of the streets to rename them for the individuals they chose, because I think it would make them feel more at home, more part of our city, as long as it was in the heart of Little Saigon. And I did miss the dedication for the statue for Trung Hung Dao, and I would consider his name as one of the streets that they might want. And if they do, and they let me know for sure, and I'm mayor, I'll be strong and I'll fight for them. And I think that would be a way to show them that they're welcome to our country.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
The talk today. And before we ended the conversation today, you can you say something to the audience, especially your voters? Why would they vote for you instead of your opponents?
Well, I would hope that they remember that I was a good mayor, that I did a good job, and I always represented all the people. I have a very strong feeling for my country and my city. I will fight for the truth, and I want to be the mayor so I can be the strong leader so that we can take care of saving our city. And please consider voting for Measure 55SS, because if you don't, I don't know what we have facing our city. And vote for me. I'm number 3 on the ballot for mayor, Margie L. Rice. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kính thưa quý vị khán thính giả của chương trình PhoBolsaTV, chúng ta vừa mới có một cuộc trò chuyện với bà Margie Rice vào những ngày cuối cùng sắp sửa diễn ra cuộc bầu cử vào ngày 8 tháng 11 tới đây. Với tất cả những gì bà trình bày, hy vọng quý vị đã có thêm nhiều thông tin để có thể gửi gắm lá phiếu cho những người mình quan tâm, đặc biệt ở trong thành phố Westminster. Xin kính chào quý vị khán giả của chương trình PhoBolsaTV.